Rachel Maddow. She's like their superstar, which just says so many things on so many different levels, right? Over on MSNBC. I mean, when Rachel Maddow is your superstar. Oh, boy. Somebody sent me something. I don't even know if it's appropriate for me to share this, but oh, what the heck? What the heck? Somebody sent me something about, wow, you know, Rachel Maddow, you know, she's going to be the last man standing. At MSNBC, you got it right? Anyway, sometimes I get her confused with that little clone, you know, the other one that looks just like her, but maybe a man. All right, MSNBC. I shouldn't do a show at 7:30 at night, right? I'm having too much fun. MSNBC is firing all her producers. They're getting rid of them, and it's kind of amazing because she negotiated this new deal for herself. She had to take a $5 million pay cut, down from 30 to 25 mil, but she certainly wasn't looking out for her producers. I'm like, hey, aren't you supposed to be like a socialist lady? Like, don't you care about your team at all? No, apparently not. So today this news came out. But, you know, she went on television last night and, like, tried to give this big, you know, whatever, song and dance about how worried she is about her friend, Joy Reid, and how wonderful Joy Reid is, and how it really seems like racism to her that they fired her along with some others. Listen.
I'll tell you, it is also unnerving to see that on a network where we've got count them, two non-white hosts in primetime, both of our non-white hosts in primetime are losing their shows, as is Katie Fang on the weekend. And that feels worse than bad, no matter who replaces them. That feels indefensible, and I do not defend it.
Okay. I'm glad to know that. Stan, thank you. Saying how much he loves the channel. Thank you for what I do. I appreciate that. I want to say I appreciate you guys being here because this was all new territory to me on YouTube. I mean that. Like when I started doing this, I'm like, why am I doing this? How do I do this? How do I reach my viewers? And we've got some people that have been here from the beginning, like Leslie. Thank you. Thank you for always being here and Peace of My Mind. And you know, Dawn, of course, and David, and Lorenzo, and Ian Barber. Ian, we do have to do the member chat. I want to do that. I have to do it on a day when we don't necessarily have a live because of the way the algorithm works, but maybe we should plan on the weekend, maybe Saturday. Okay, we'll pencil that in as a date. I do have a members only section, and Ian's part of that, and so he's been suggesting that we do that, and I'd like to. But I mean this when I say this, that this has been such an enormously gratifying experience for me, right? To be here on YouTube and able to reach all of you because this audience just keeps growing and growing and growing. I have more people watching this show than I ever did on Fox Business, which is amazing to me. And it's funny because my kids were like, you know, Mom, we hated to tell you, you know, back when you were on Fox and everything, you know, we thought that was nice and everything, but we're happy that you made it. And I'm like, what do you mean? Well, you're on YouTube now. And I'm like, guys, and they're like, no, like, and in all seriousness, I kid you not, they earnestly meant that and mean that because to them, this is all that exists. They don't understand those legacy media networks, the streaming networks. I mean, this was not a joke. They were fully dead on serious. And so for them, they know that if they're going to consume anything, it's over here on YouTube. And so I was blown away by that because, you know, I've had a big career as a network news correspondent, this, that, and the other. It's nothing to them. They like don't even know what that is. They're like, yeah, my mom's on YouTube. So anyway, it's been meaningful that you guys come here because this has been organic growth and we just grow and grow and grow thanks to you guys getting the word out. And I know so many of you have told your friends. Trish is over here. She has a live show. Thank you. Keep doing that. But Rachel Maddow is back on that lame-o network on the lame mainstream media. And apparently they're just letting her whole team go. She was able to retain, I guess, her top executive producer and like maybe a couple of other senior producers, but all of the staffers on her show, they just cleaned house. And so it tells you they're not going to have the money to operate really anymore. This is a dying business, this network news stuff, this cable news stuff. I remember growing up, I thought, wouldn't that be great to be on network news? And I got to be on network news, and I was on CBS Evening News, and I used to go on as an expert, a business expert on ABC World News Tonight. I was on NBC Nightly News. And the truth is, I soon figured out that it was all in cable. What I didn't understand was what was happening over here in the streaming universe. I didn't understand this until I said, you know what? I really have an opinion. I don't want to go back to work for another network. Let me just try this. And with, some help from some of my friends, I talked to the guys that had started the Daily Wire, and they were like, yeah, you can do this. There's a real audience there. This is meaningful. And I thought, I'll give it a shot. And it's thanks to you guys and your support and your generosity and your tenaciousness, because you always come back and you spread the word and you leave comments and you give likes and all of this. It's because of that here I am a year and a half later. We just celebrated 600,000 subs on the channel, and I'm getting more viewers than I ever got at Fox or CNBC or Bloomberg, probably all combined. So it's exciting and it's great. And the best part? I don't have to have any bosses breathing down my back saying you can say this, you can't say that. I mean, think about it. You remember what I said? It got me in so much trouble back in March 2020 when I went off and said, you know what? This coronavirus thing, they're going to use it to their advantage. The Democrats are going to take this thing hostage. The market's way overreacting. We shouldn't be off 2,000 points. This is out of control. We're shutting down the country because of this. That got me in a little bit of trouble, shall we say. But you know what? It all worked out for the best, did it not? Because now I don't have to have anybody reading my scripts. In fact, I don't even have any scripts. It's just all up here. And that is a whole better thing. And so many of you have said, you know what, Trish, I've watched you for years. I remember when you were at CNBC. I remember this. I remember that. And you've said, I really feel like I know you now. And that to me is a tremendous compliment, because I think this medium gives us all an opportunity for us to know, well, certainly for you to know me and for me to get to know you guys a little bit. And it will change in time. I mean, there'll be a point in time in the future when, you're not just saying things in the chat, but you're actually maybe participating in this in much more of a three-dimensional way. And that's to get you back to investing, right, in 76 Research, because I'm really a big believer in Web 3.0 and all the AI I'm kind of scared of it too, but I do think that that's going to be a huge, huge boon for America. And it's something we talk about at 76 Research for sure. But this has been enormously rewarding. And you know what? We thank, again, our sponsors like American Hartford Gold. If you're thinking about investing in gold, these are the guys to go to. Go check them out. Go to trishlovesgold.com or text Trish to 65532. Even if you're not going to buy gold, just get the research, because they've got some good research. So think about doing that. It helps the show, and you hopefully are helping yourself in the process. And just let me say again, it is wonderful to have such a committed group. If you haven't subscribed, look at that little subscribe button over there. Do you see that? Oh, what happened? There we go. I think there's going to be major, major, major changes ahead. And I think that, yes, the Intel community may get blown out in some big, big ways. But you know what? If you're worried about people in the Intel community right now going to work for the other side, I'd tell you this. You don't have much of a community. And things got to change. I want to know what the honeypot trap was. I want to know what the Russia thing was really about. I want to know just exactly how Hillary Clinton managed CGI, who else benefited, what this USAID thing was really and truly about, what the media was getting out of it. I could never figure out, why are they so desperate to have Biden, who can barely stand, win? And now we know. Money.